It's Wednesday! You know what that means! I'm better than you, and you know it! You fucking mark! Listen, get it! On that, bro!
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome here to your AEW Dynamite review show here on the Sports Jedi Network on a Thursday afternoon. Now, you guys are, Chris, this isn't a pay-per-view. This isn't a pay-per-view preview. Why are you doing a Thursday afternoon? Well, that's because I was having technical difficulties last night. Still kind of am, and the Dynamite Bros weren't able to go on as normal, so I do apologize for that. That is all on me. That is my fault. Why we are here on a Thursday afternoon, but nevertheless, thank you guys for joining myself and Hoss, the Dynamite Bros, on a Thursday afternoon. Again, here on the Sports Jedi Network, whether you're watching us on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, or Instagram, you guys know that we are here to tell you guys the highlights of AEW. So we're going to do that here right now. But before we get into that, you guys know the Sports Jedi Network is always sponsored by Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes and the Sports Jedi Network, always wiping out the competition. Use your promo code, text DUDE, save 20 to 59463, and we'll save you a nice promo code off your order for the summer, as well as Blackout Coffee. Don't forget Blackout Coffee. Here are your promo codes across the screen. You go to Blackout Coffee. Make sure you support the sponsors and the affiliates that support the channel. And you guys know the Dynamite Bros are fueled up by G Fuel that we will hear later on in the program. Hoss, happy Thursday afternoon again. Thank you for adjusting this with me through my technical difficulties. We got a little more time tonight, so that's the positive, right? We got a little more time here to discuss. You're in your domain, I am in mine. So happy Thursday, Hoss. You ready to talk some AEW?
Let's have some fun, because I believe we can have put on a more entertaining show than they did last night. So let's get after it.
Let's get after it, guys. This was the, again, go-home show for Redemption. Didn't really feel go-home. I really didn't even realize this was the go-home for Redemption until the commentators said it last night, because they just, either I don't give a shit about Redemption, or they just haven't done the great job to really prep for it. We will start by this. Shout out to Kev. Thank you, brother, for joining us. I will address this before we get into the AEW portion of things. Before we start the review, because I just saw the comment now. WWE and SiriusXM announced the launch of WWE Radio, which takes over SiriusXM channel 156, which you guys know is Busted Open or Pro Wrestling 24/7. This coming Monday, July 27th, WWE Radio will have a live play-by-play audio coverage of all WWE PLE. Hoss, let's talk about this real quick before we get into the Dynamite, because we were actually just chatting about this bullshittedly. I didn't think we planned on actually talking about this on the air. And I'm sure we'll get into this more with Kev on Saturday as well. But I'll start off with this. I'm not a fan of it, that they're changing Pro Wrestling 24/7 for WWE Radio. Now, here are like the only two pros that I like about it. Hoss, at least for me, right, where I know you're a driver. So let's say a Sunday afternoon, you want to listen to the commentary of the Browns and Steelers game. You can do that on Sirius. That, like, when I would go golfing on the afternoons and I would listen to or in the morning right before the football games at 1 o'clock before Steelers would play or whatever, I'd go to the golf course or the driving range and I would put the Sirius XM play-by-play on my AirPods, so I would know what. So I don't. That's cool. But the thing is, I listen to Busted. I've been listening to Busted Open, not consistently, I would say consistently for the last 2.5 years, maybe 3. But I've been listening to Busted Open for damn near 7 years. When they were when Dave LaGreca was coming at Corey Graves for WrestleMania 35, when they had that whole thing, I was listening to Busted Open back then. So the fact that now it's all going to be WWE, no more. So I'm not going to get to hear Scott D'Amore come on the air and talk about Darkseid. I'm not going to be able to. Wembley's coming up. You're not going to talk about. I'm not going to get to hear Wembley coverage from 9 to 12. I'm not going to be able to hear all these other independent wrestlers, which they don't give a shit about anyway. But my point is, Pro Wrestling Nation Busted Open was a variety. My girlfriend and my family, there's certain words I can't say in English. I know them in Spanish, but I cannot say the word variety to save my life. So this is going to be a clip moment. Variety of. I can't say that word to save my life.
It whooped your ass. It whooped your ass. Variety? That's what you trying to say?
Dude, I'm clipping this and showing this to my girlfriend. I'm clipping because I literally have to say Hannah. That's her name. The word. She'll say it for me. But anyway, yes, I got a multiple buffet of pro wrestling talk, and it's very limited. So we're not going to hear no Pro Wrestling After Dark with Busted or with Tommy. Bye, Denise Haas. I'm going to give you the floor. What do you think about Busted Open rebranding as WWE Radio? And did Dave LaGreca sell out?
Yes, he sold out. This is game tactics. This is WWE cornering the market. Anybody that used to watch The Godfather, Scarface, any type of gangster movie, this is what you do when people you take over their blocks and charge them for security. This is what WWE has done. So Dave LaGreca, he sold out, but I can't blame him.
I can't either. Nope.
Because this is what you build your platform up to do. A lot of people are like, oh man, you want to stay independent, and man, someone throw me millions of dollars to talk about fake simulated fights. You better believe I'm gonna sell out. So yeah, I don't blame Dave. Bully Ray was already 1 foot in there anyway, so I can't blame them. They probably said, hey, Dave, we'll give you $3-4 million a year. Give us your radio station. I'm just throwing a number out there. It may be a little less than that. It can't be that much more. But let's just say an arbitrary number of $5 million. They said they gave Dave $5 million. Yes, I'm selling out.
I don't blame him at all, dude. That's security. That's
exactly.
Dude.
Again, I'm not doing anything. We sit up here and we just talk about pro wrestling.
Right. Like, look, I can't knock Dave for it. Did he sell out? Yes. It just sucks because when radio's dead. Let's be honest. Radio's dead. And when you have a radio station that finally talks about pro wrestling, yes, they were always WWE heavy. I'm never going to deny that, especially with Bully Ray. But dude, when they Jonathan Coach, that's why they kicked Jonathan Coachman out the door. He doesn't even have his show anymore. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But I can't blame the guy.
This is WWE's retaliation to my AEW. I truly believe that. They see my AEW doing so much with all the indies and everything. So that's what it is. They're cornering the market. WWE got the long money, and you bet on long money. That's what you do.
That is what you do. So yeah, we'll talk more about that. But I saw that right before I was fixing my computer here and getting all that shit situated. And yeah, it's I'm not gonna come at Dave too hard. He did sell out, but for the fan, as a fan that actually, because look, we're trying to do what he's doing. Look, if MLW said, "Yo, stop covering AEW," we'll pay. Okay,
you damn.
Well, what's going on in MLW right now that I could talk about? Like, I'm not. I'm not gonna, we're trying to do the same thing, but I actually listen to Buzz, as the listeners, as the shut up, as the other word, as other fans listen, as a buffet of fans listen to Bust It Open, they want to hear the different types of pro wrestling. I understand that, and I am one of those people, but I'm not going to cancel my fucking Sirius subscription. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not doing that. They're not the only thing I listen to on Sirius. So, Hoss, anything else before we get into the AEW coverage? I just thought that was good to bring up there, especially, we got something in the chat for it. So, any final words about that?
This is the WWE trying to make AEW and other brands more niche than they already are. So
Man, they don't look at them as competition, though.
We know that's a lie. they have a whole division that watches the shows weekly. You wouldn't, if I don't view you as competition, I'm not watching your television. I'm not taking your ideas, and they're doing both of them as we speak. Hey, WWE, you come
they're all doing
hire me.
They're all doing it. They're all doing it to each other, and
yes.
Look, again, this is the last thing I'll say about it. It fucks the fans over like me. That I'm not just, I love wrestling. Yes, I don't know how to explain it. I have my favorites right now, but I watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am a fan of, especially, the big three that we cover here on the channel. I sort of don't like the internal business beef that's going on, but I can't, it's business, right? It's the wrestling business. It happens.
Yeah, well, we're gonna expand on this more on Saturday. But
We'll definitely get into that. But let's get into our Dynamite review from last night, which is what you guys are actually here for. Let's get into that. Hoss, they were live from Nashville, Tennessee last night. A wrestling town, the home of total nonstop action. So they're in a big wrestling city. I thought the venue looked fine on TV. Again, these smaller venues look good on TV. It did not look as good as Beach Break. Can we please go back to Beach Break? I didn't appreciate it as much as I didn't give it the best review, but I appreciate it now. Because if Hoss, what the hell? We started off.
Go ahead.
With Kevin Knight and Darby Allin for the TNT title. Now, I said this on my own last week. Why are we getting Kevin Knight versus Darby now? We should be getting this at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
No, we need Kevin Knight as TNT champion going into Canada to fight Kenny Omega for the world title. It is ridiculous. I knew Kevin Knight was going to win this. I honestly thought I was maybe one of few people that actually thought Darby Allin should have won this match. I thought it was a great match. These guys have been having matches for the last few months now, especially before Double or Nothing. He turns on Darby at Double or Nothing. They're doing the story too early and too late at the same time. They did the story with Kevin Knight doing this too late, but they're giving us the fucking match way too early. If that makes any sense. But I liked what Kevin Knight did to get the pin there. Again, that's how a heel should act. Thank you, Kevin Knight, for still showing us in professional wrestling heel versus babyface dynamics, because the last few weeks there have not been any of that in any single company. But a win over Darby Allin's a good thing for Kevin Knight. Again, he retains his TBS title. Obviously, I knew he was gonna win. He's getting the AEW title shot at Redemption. I know he's one of your favorites, Hoss. They have him in a bad position right now. I'm going to tell you this right now, that he's getting too many L's under his fucking belt while he's the champion. I've said this to you, and I'm going to ask you this right now, and I'm going to just ask you your overall thoughts about the match. But I'm going to say this. Why isn't Kevin Knight still focusing on himself? What I mean by that is, Hoss, he's so focused on getting these AEW world title shots, challenging these whatever. He doesn't understand. He's a champ. He has in my opinion, the second most valuable championship in the company. And he's not doing anything with it. He doesn't. It's not like he acts like he's not the champion. There's no stories or feuds coming out of it with him being the champion, except this one, and they did it already too early. If Kenny Omega wasn't going to challenge somebody else, or you didn't have a better opponent than Kevin Knight, why the fuck did you have him be on this card anyway, but they're in Canada, so you have to have him? Why didn't you just have the match between him and MJF? This is where I don't understand this, Hoss. And I know I'm bringing that up, but this ties in to this Kevin Knight situation because he's being booked all over the place, in my opinion.
The thing about Kevin Knight, he's a good soldier. Tony Khan loves him, and Kevin Knight knows this. He's going to do whatever Tony Khan tells him to do. And this has Tony Khan's shine booking all over it. So that's why it doesn't make any sense. But Kevin, he's gonna ride this to the moon because he's one of Tony Khan's favorite toys at the moment. Yeah, I said it. That's one of his favorite toys. I said it. So yes, this is not a good position for him because this is not going to help sell a $50 pay-per-view. That's the big problem here. Like, I have no problem with him in the main event if this was a Dynamite. You know, this could have been like a special event Dynamite. We can live with that. But you're gonna because people are gonna blame him if the pay-per-view buys are low. They're not gonna blame Kenny Omega. They're gonna blame
I am.
See, you're reasonable. You're a reasonable sicko. That's the problem here.
If they would have had MJF in this main event, fuck. MJF versus Kenny Omega would have probably sold the damn place out.
It would
have probably had almost close to his. You probably would have had a better buy than Dynasty that was in Canada. That was their last Canadian pay-per-view. You probably would have had a better buy rate than Dynasty, and it was the same fucking match.
Sir, you are correct. But the thing about it is here, no one's being redeemed. So when they got rid of the initial main event, they shouldn't change the name of this pay-per-view. Who's getting redeemed here? It doesn't make any sense. Call it Temptation. Call it anything else. Any cold turkey. I don't care what you want to call this thing, but you call it redemption, and no one's being redeemed. But we'll talk about that later.
Oh, trust me, Hoss. The main event's gonna get juicy because I got a lot to say about that, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on some of that.
Oh yeah, the match was real good though. A lot of action. Yeah. Darby had a couple leaps that were out of this world. I thought, like, this man, he's really badass. I get why people like him. I understand it. This man will do any fucking thing for this company, so I get it. Kevin Knight, like you say, he had real heel tactics with the belt shot. He went back to that to the coast to coast that actually hurt Darby in the C2. Went back to that spot for the win. And my whole thing about Kevin Knight right now is if people, I know you don't watch much Collision, but the last couple of weeks he's gone back to the UFO splash. He hasn't really used that move in his heel turn until like the last 2 or 3 weeks. He went to his crash landing finisher. That looks like a rock bottom, a Uranagi type.
Yeah.
Move. He had completely got rid of the UFO splash. I don't know if many people had noticed that. I had noticed it. But he has slowly gone back to the UFO splash in his last 3 matches. So is he going away from the Don Callis family? Because at the end of this match, it shows some friction with the whole family between Fletcher. So I want to know, are they really trying to turn him again this quickly? Because he hasn't been a heel that long. But we'll get into that. But match was fine. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about that whole Don Callis family fiasco in the ring, which I thought was horrible. Mark Davis, all he talked about was defending the national title against Andrade and bragged about beating him up. Kevin Knight claimed he's going to be Jet 2 belts by beating Kenny Omega at Redemption and set the record for TNT title defenses, and he did it without Don Callis family. Kyle Fletcher said he hopes Kevin Knight becomes Jet 2 belts. Fletcher said he doesn't need the help of the family to keep his international title, so he'll make sure everybody is banned from ringside for his match against Brodito. Fletcher said everybody will be banned from ringside from his tag team match tonight. Well, first off, we got 3 titles in the Don Callis family. None of them mean a fucking thing.
Nothing.
None of them. Kyle Fletcher is the best in that group, and he feels like the third man.
I get you there. My biggest deal here is I'm sick of heels with babyface motivations. Why is Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight saying, I want to be able to beat people by myself. I don't need the family. First of all, you join the family for a reason. You join the family for advantages. You join the family for perks. The perks is these big-ass bastards who don't win matches at all supposed to come in there, throw their weight around, and help you win matches. But oh no, I'm this big star. I'm bigger than the family. I need to be able to do it by myself. If that's the case, then leave the fucking family. Be like Takeshita. And yeah, because I hated when he did it when he was on the outs of the family. I hated that shit. Why are you? There's no honor amongst thieves. Stop trying to be honorable in this family. No one has honor here. Get these belts, do it any way possible, and get real heel heat. Do you know who get the real heel heat? It's Don Callis. Because every week you hear the fans say, fuck Don Callis. I don't hear anybody saying fuck Kyle Fletcher. I don't hear anybody saying fuck Kevin Knight. When Andrade was there, I heard no one say, man, fuck Andrade or Idolo. I never heard any of that. I always hear fuck Don Callis.
Because he's the only one that acts like a heel.
Well, you know, wrestling fans, they only hate people who they hate in real life. When they have real life heel heat, that's when they hate you. They don't play the games as you should be in wrestling. If they like you, they like you. But they don't like you, they despise you as a person, Logan Paul. If they despise you as a person with Don Callis, they're gonna always say fuck you. So that's the only way you get heel heat here. You got to do something despicable in real life to be a heel these days.
Yeah, it's lame. It's lame because I mean none of these creatives do anything great to fucking give us a heel or baby face anyway. They don't want to give us the biggest stars heel and baby face. I mean, look at what we have here. The two of in the main event. I'm going to use this because we'll get into, we talked off air about the other companies. It's all fucking babyface versus babyface. And same thing here. Look at what we're getting with Ospreay and Omega.
You don't like
Who
it,
am I
bruh?
supposed to root? Oh no, Hoss, I hate this.
Bro, you gotta like the faces, bro. You gotta enjoy it, bro.
I'm over wrestling matches. I don't want to. I'm sick of them. I want fucking story.
Well,
Speaking of nothing with story, Bro Dito and Brody King and Bandito defeat Kyle Fletcher and Okada by a pinfall. It was an okay match. It didn't last too long. Bandito hit a 21 plex on Fletcher for the pinfall after about 13 minutes. They did a classic championship. Champion gets pinned by his opponent here. So I got nothing really. I didn't really think this match was all that. I wasn't paying too much attention to it because I know what this was going to be. Again, they did the thing where the champion gets pinned by his opponent right before the pay-per-view. So Kyle Fletcher's going to get his pin back at Redemption. I don't expect Bandito to win, but it shows, I guess, Bandito's this tough guy. He can beat Kyle Fletcher. I'm not buying it. He has no fucking chance at Redemption. Zero.
No, he doesn't. And I hate it for him because I'm actually a fan of Bandito. He's my favorite luchador in any company right now. So I feel bad when he goes out here with his ROH belt that doesn't mean shit. And he goes here and loses. The jobber to the stars. He's the ultimate jobber to the stars. And they'd be like, oh, man, he's going over by not going over. Yeah, he's impressive. The guy's physically strong. And it's fun. It's fun to see him wrestle, but he never wins. And that's a problem. And, going back here, I see what Kev talking about the Okada clothesline of Fletcher.
I was going to get into that right after you were done there. Yep.
Why is Okada with this Rainmaker? Him and the One-Winged Angel are the most protected finishers in this company. I get sick of seeing because it's honestly one of the worst clotheslines you'll ever see because the setup is what kills it. People don't talk about it enough. He has to turn you around. He destroys all your momentum to turn you around, then to throw the clothesline. It's not like Bradshaw with the clothesline from hell. So it's nowhere near that. But when he gives it to you, Kyle Fletcher died. He just died. He couldn't come back from it at all. And instead of that 21 plex for Bandito, which is another confusing finisher, but it does look amazing when he does execute it well. It's just weird. It's just nothing but a German suplex. He just does a lot of other shit with a German suplex. But whatever. Wrestling 101, whatever you like here. But
AEW logic.
Yeah, there you go. That's the best way to spin it. AEW, like the match was fine. I liked it on the card. The people in that this was good for the people in Nashville. If you had not seen an AEW match, they actually brought the stars for their go home show. I can't appreciate that. They brought the stars. It might not be the type of matches you want to see with the stars, i.e. the main event against the three jobbers in the family, which we're going to get to. But at least they brought the stars to the go home show. I can enjoy that. You showed off your company. Fine. Good match, though. Good match.
It was a good match. And real quick, you talk about jobbers. We didn't get a jobber match last night.
Yes,
I keep saying tonight because we're used to doing the shows. Who?
The main event.
I'm talking about with who?
They basically were in action. They kept telling you Moxley, Omega, and Ospreay. They basically were in action. They could have put anyone out there, and they did. They put the bottom tier of the Don Callis family out there. They were in action.
Yes, fair. Really? So it wasn't fucking Aaron or what's his name?
What, Beef?
No, Freddie. What was his name? Lowe.
Oh, Manny Lowe.
Manny Lowe. There we go.
Don't forget Manny Lowe.
Don't forget Manny Lowe.
I mean, they got the jobbers that are on TV every week. So there you go. They didn't get the enhancement talent.
No enhance off. I see. I don't like when people say enhancement talent. Somebody was like, I don't like when you call them jobbers. And they're enhanced. Who the fuck are they enhancing?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I have one favorite enhancement talent. I hope she gets a contract. Tiara James.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Well, when you look at her, you'll understand why. But yeah, she needs to be signed by All Elite Wrestling. That's one of my favorite jobbers. Since she's always in action for the Brawling Birds.
Okay, I see why you want her in there. She looks like a Maya World. She has like that Maya World physique.
There you go. You see the vision, and I ain't talking.
I do
about
see the
Seth
vision.
Rollins. But yes,
I'm with that right there. Real quick, I wanted to say after the match though, because Okada was. I want that Blue Chew fucking enhancement. I'll tell you. Come on, Blue Chew. Let us sell out like Dave did with Busted Open. We'll do the same thing here. I'll take a bunch of Blue Chews.
We
and
sell
all that
here.
stuff.
Not no sell. We sell here.
Oh yeah, we don't know sell here. This isn't. We're not Ilya Dragunov. And Will Ospreay. There, I'll throw one of each company for there.
We sell, bro.
But after the match, I actually think he's married. He said it on Coaching Bro. JD.
Really?
Well, I'll talk about that off air. But
okay.
But yes, I'm pretty sure he has a woman.
Okay.
He accidentally leaked it on Coaching Bro. I don't know. Men think he wanted to, but yes. Anyway, after the match, Okada, he was saying sorry for what he did to Fletcher, and Okada had that look on his face like he wasn't really sorry. My point is this: I put it up on my notes because I wanted to ask: do you see Okada turning face in AEW, and then maybe him and Fletcher with a program and All In for the international title, or you think Okada's going to stay a heel? Because he shouldn't. If he's going to be a heel in this family, he should be damn near number one, and he's not.
Yeah, because truth be told, if you want to use kayfabe here, the family has actually let Okada down because Okada supposed to have the same amount of star power as Kenny Omega, and Okada should be up here winning the big belts. We're not talking about international championships and unified titles. He should be going for the AEW championship. So if he doesn't get that far, he should leave the family and go face. Real life logic, I don't want it because the man, he can't speak English well enough. I mean, we see Andrade out here just floating out here. People are saying, "Oh, his English is so much better." It ain't. He doesn't even know how to use his damn catchphrase. How you know? He don't have the timing or how to use that. So we'll have that problem with Okada, but he just uses bitch all the time. So I guess
bitches. We're gonna talk about somebody else that uses bitches all the time too. Don't worry about it.
Yes, but I don't want Okada turning face because when you turn face, it means you have to speak more. Like we got Kenny Omega taking 20 minutes for promos.
He did another promo after Dynamite was over.
See, I don't even want to see. I don't even want
He
to
did a 5-minute promo thanking everybody for coming, how he's going to be the guy at Wembley, or get used to him being around as champion. He did a whole it was exclusive. Even Tony Khan said, "I'm not putting this shit on my fucking airwaves."
I'm sick of it, bro. That would make me turn heel right there. If I have to sit up there and listen to Kenny Omega
Oh my god,
on repeat. Could you just imagine a whole album of Kenny Omega promos? Just think about that. You got 15 tracks of Kenny Omega's best promos in his life. Boy, I turn heel immediately.
I wouldn't if all my lights were off and I had a vinyl record player and that was the only fucking thing I had to keep myself entertained, I wouldn't do it.
I would pluck the one wing off that damn angel. There's no damn way I'd be listening to that. But yeah, that means Okada would have to go out there and at least talk for at least 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're good.
No, sir. And then you see what Takeshi's going through. They sent him to the conglomeration. They gave him a backpack. Man, no, that's not the face turn you want. He's with losers. No one even cares.
He's so good too. He's so
great.
good.
He's great.
Takeshita is so fucking good.
He's great. Like I always talk about, I'm sick of matches. I'm with you. What you said earlier. I'm sick of wrestling matches. Takeshita, he's an artist in the ring. I will give him that. Give him a good manager other than Don Callis, and I'm fine. I ain't got to hear a word from him. If Takeshita had Paul Heyman, I'd be all in. No pun intended for the pay-per-view. But yes, give me a manager. Give him a woman that can speak for him. Something, a valet. Something that just gives him, some gravitas other than in-ring action. That's all we ask for. They say, if you want to do that with Okada to go face, I have no problem with that. Certain guys just don't need to be speaking a long time. Like you said this a few weeks ago when we had Mark Briscoe out there talking. I said Mark Briscoe's good in bits. He shouldn't be talking for 10 minutes. Some people just shouldn't talk for long amounts of time. So, yeah, I do not want an Okada face turn. I don't.
Well, we'll see what happens there, because I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Speaking of something that's going to happen, Haas, before we talk about the face-to-face between Tekla and Willow Nightingale, and a video aired about the Painmaker returning to AEW. Painmaker Chris Jericho will be facing Tommaso Ciampa at Redemption in a no holds barred match. Jericho said hell is coming for him, and I think Jericho will win. Haas, Jericho's back as the Painmaker in AEW.
Sir, are we watching The Crow? Anybody remember that movie? Anybody remember that?
This is my least favorite. This is my least favorite version of Jericho.
He just looks weird. I guess that's why it sells. He just looks weird as shit. And his wrestling style doesn't really match that character, if that makes any damn sense. But
I mean, he is one scary motherfucker. Dude, imagine this guy coming at you on Halloween night. I would think he's just some drunk dude that's like, okay.
I mean, truth be told, it looks like Freddy Krueger's cousin. He scares the shit out of me. Just look at him. Painmaker should be scare tactics. That's what he should be called. But man, he looks weird. He looks like he wants to take everything from around you. So Tommaso Ciampa, good luck with that. No holds barred match with the Painmaker
in Canada.
Canada, oh Canada.
Oh Jesus! Shout out to the Jericho. We'll put it up one more time. He will be back. And I am not looking forward to it.
Do you know the benefit to pain in Canada?
What is it?
They have universal health care up there.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Something that take some notes down here. He looks like the type that give many, but yeah, he's probably one of the cheapest rich people. I don't know. He donates a lot to people when they need it, but I feel like he's a cheap dude. Speaking of cheap, I don't know what this was. This was not good. Tekla. Willow Nightingale.
I need a drink.
This was bad. Tekla. Now, it wasn't just Tekla and Willow Nightingale out there, chat. It was no one is cheaper than Justin Roberts. That is true. Other than Tekla. Or, excuse me, it wasn't just Tekla and Willow Nightingale out there. we had pro wrestling legend Mick Foley hosted a face-to-face segment between Tekla and Willow Nightingale. Tekla had 2 belts because she won the Trios Stardom title, I guess, with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. They did this on the ramp instead of in the ring, which was lame. Willow said she was going to win a redemption to live her dream as the AEW Women's Champion. Tekla claimed that it was like Willow was wearing a mask and her smile was fake. Willow said that Tekla talks so big because she feels so small. Mick Foley put it input and said he saw himself in Willow because they could take beatings and smile through the pain. Tekla told Mick to shut up, so Willow called her a dumb bitch. Willow talked about how she'll do anything to win the women's title and she'll go all in as champion. She'll go into all in as champion, excuse me. Tekla said, when Willow's dreams are shattered, Willow should smile anyway. Tekla slapped Willow, so Mick tried to separate the women. That led to Tekla hitting Willow with the microphone shot to the head. They went into the ring, so Willow hit a whatever, and Tekla got out of the ring. She retreated, and that's how that ended. I don't know why Mick Foley was out here. This was like Tony Schiavone in the ring hosting these fucking face-to-faces, and they do really nothing there. At least Mick Foley spoke. It did nothing for me. I don't think this made me want to watch this match even more. It didn't want to make me watch it even less. Hoss, I thought that, because here's my thing. I like Tekla, but we just got done talking about talking too much. I don't want to hear her talk too much. She's very long when she does her promos. And Willow, I love Willow. I think she's phenomenal. But at some point, you can't just be this. What'd you think about this face-to-face? I thought this shit was bad.
I actually enjoyed it. I found it actually mildly entertaining. I'm not gonna say I was highly entertained, mildly entertaining. The thing about it, when they have these face-to-faces, they give them too much latitude. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. Like this segment was maybe about 10, 12 minutes long. If this was like between 5 and 8 minutes, would have had a nice sweet spot there.
I agree.
Yeah, they trying to put too much hype on Mick Foley because if Mick Foley was this big draw like everybody at AEW thinks he is, he would be on marquees. It would help drive more ticket sales, I would imagine. So if you think I'm taking shots at Mick Foley, do with that what you will. I don't think Mick Foley is that big of a wrestling star.
I agree. That's why I said legend.
Yeah, in today's space, I don't think he is. People just like to use that word, just like, oh yeah, we got Mick Foley here at AEW. Yay! What's that doing for you? But whatever. Tekla and Willow it set the match pretty well. Nice heel face tactics. I enjoyed it. Willow, everybody thinks she's going to win. I know we're gonna talk about redemption predictions and whatnot. I'm just gonna
we could do that. We'll do that We'll do that real quick after the review. Yep.
I go ahead and say this right now. I think that should get in a draw. Give us a great match. Let it end in a question for these pay-per-views for championship matches. Do they have time limits?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Okay.
Like I'll hear Justin Roberts say in a 60-minute time limit, but I'm gonna say yes because I would say so. But again, I think that they like to fucking flip-flop whenever they want. Okay.
Well, if I was formatting redemption, I would move that to the main event. I would get Kevin Knight and Omega out of the main event. I don't care where we are in Montreal. Fuck that. It's not gonna be a title change anyway. I would just tease the hell out of Willow and Tekla all night. Give them a time limit draw or a double count out.
Yes.
And give us a triple threat at All In with Mercedes. Give me all three.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Do you want to see Willow and Mercedes by themselves in a feud, where they actually have to speak to each other? No, Willow's too nice, and Mercedes not. To me, she's not the heel that people think she is. I'm gonna say it right now. She does nothing to me. That's all she does is this.
Yeah, she's obnoxious.
that I don't like. And we just got done talking about. I'm guilty about not playing into the characters. I'm so guilty of that when it comes to Mercedes Moné. I'm not going to be a hypocrite because I cannot fucking stand her.
Mm-hmm.
I respect her. I think she's the best female that company has, but she is obnoxious as fuck.
Like the character she plays it's a more obnoxious version of what Becky Lynch playing right now. Like
yes, and I think Becky has more heel tactics than Mercedes.
Yeah.
She's online cursing out the fucking referee that Jessica Carr that always screws her over the match. She's calling in on WWE radio now talking about yada yada yada. Like, Mercedes isn't the fucking heel that a lot of the diehard sickos think she is. That's why again, Willow's not. She's a good baby face, but she won this tournament last year and didn't do a jack shit with it. Like, her getting this injury is, to me, not lowered Willow's momentum, but it's like, why the fuck is she even here in this championship spot? She should technically be the TBS champion. It should be her and Maya World at Redemption, not fucking Akira Shida, which I'm going to ask you about that after this segment. But, yeah. That's all I got. Makes no sense.
But yeah, I would have that draw. It was a triple threat all in.
I agree. I agree.
That would give the women a long enough rope to sit up here. Let's get a story for them. Willow she didn't win at Redemption. They can be like, oh man, I'm upset. I'm gonna smile anyway, and this and that. Technically, like, yeah, I beat that dumb bitch ass. Yeah, I beat all you dumb bitches. Yeah, and Mercedes ain't gonna be able to beat me at all in because she a dumb bitch too. I want to hear all of that. I want all of that smoke. That's a story that AEW needs. Because everybody talks about how AEW doesn't push the women and we don't have enough matches on Dynamite. And these are all valid criticisms. Well, you know what? Let's have a strong story between three of your strongest women right now. So yeah, that's all I got for that one. But I like this segment. Mick Foley didn't bring anything to it. He didn't take anything away. But I just don't see the shine that Mick Foley's giving to AEW. I don't see it paying dividends.
Look, you're much older than me, Hoss. You were there when Mick Foley was doing this shit. You got to see a little bit of Mick Foley, right? I'm right? You got to see Mick Foley around his time.
All versions. Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind, it's all of it.
Was Mick Foley ever the face? What I mean by that is the people that Mick Foley was working with, were people gravitated towards Mick Foley, or were they more gravitated towards the people that he was in the ring with? If that makes sense. So it's like, okay, like right now, Kevin Knight and Kenny. Let's say Kevin Knight becomes the guy that works with the main event, but he's not the actual draw. Was that Mick Foley?
I'm close.
Okay.
I will say the person back then was Triple H. Triple H was that guy before he actually became a main event. He was working with The Rock and Stone Cold and Undertaker and all them trying to level up. So he was that guy. But I get where you're going with Mick Foley. He was close.
Because I feel that way about Edge. I know this is a whole different scenario or a whole different conversation. I don't think Edge was ever a draw, but that's just me. That's just me. I think Edge was the guy that worked with the main events, and I compared that to Mick Foley. That's why I asked that.
But I would say Tony Khan's willing Mick Foley out here like he's Shawn Michaels.
Right. No, and that's right. That's what I don't understand. Like, nobody's going out of go check out. Let's be honest, Hoss. Most people, and again, I know more about Mick Foley because I watched it, and all this stuff, but you actually lived it, so that's why I'm asking you. But for most people like me that don't give a fuck about wrestling past the year that they started watching, I feel like all they know Mick Foley for is that fucking stunt of him getting thrown off the cell by Undertaker when he was Mankind. A lot of people only Socko, and that's probably the only reason why people know more about Mankind. I guarantee you, Cactus Jack, is that Travis Scott?
You're right. You're right.
I'm dead ass. That's what people would say.
You are right. I had to think
WWE.
about this for a second.
Yeah,
right.
They would say Cactus Jack is Travis Scott. And I'm like,
people got to realize, like, Mankind benefited so much from falling off that cage. He benefited so much from the Rock.
That's why the sickos love him.
Yeah.
That's why he's there. He was there, Darby Allin. Look at Darby working with MJF and Kenny and all these main event guys. He's the stunt man. He's not the real draw there. But people like to watch him because they get a ooh-ah moment. That is what I feel about Mick Foley. That's the only reason why the sickos like him. Because if you grew up around that time, he reminds you of the ooh-ah stunts.
Think about it. He was like Kane, but he just spoke. He was like a mini monster.
Kane was a scary motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, when Kane was one-on-one, just a big bad.
Oh yes, but Kane is very one-on-one. Mayor, no, you can't call him that anymore. It's Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs. We shout out to Glenn. Shout out to him. They weren't
hates his guts.
Of course he does. He hates anyone on the other side, but that's neither here nor there. But Mankind, he was always the fat bastard that people like. Oh, he's a sentimental guy. But he's the fat bastard with no teeth. But we like him. He's our lovable loser.
Oh, so he was their Mark Briscoe.
Pretty much. Like you know how the Chicago Cubs were before they won the World Series.
Yeah.
You know how the people treat the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. That's Mankind. They finally put a belt on him and like, oh, you know what? He's a champion. We love him, but we don't gonna take him seriously. No. So when AEW got Mick Foley, they keep putting him out here like he's just, like he was
he's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. Well, that's close to the same level.
Whoa, what?
Yes. I said.
You think Jeff Hardy and Mankind are on the same level?
Yes, and the reason why is because Jeff Hardy and his demons. If Jeff Hardy ever got to his maximum potential,
if Jeff Hardy if he would have never gotten released in 2009, fair. Because in 2009, before that feud with Punk, going into the Night of Champions in the Bash that year, I believe he was supposed to take the title off Triple H, and he was supposed to be like the face of SmackDown. Or he's supposed to go into a program with The Undertaker. He was supposed to beat The Undertaker. And he was supposed to be the top guy on SmackDown, and then Punk took that spot. Yeah. Because they did the thing. Yeah, they had. Yeah. I agree with. Yeah, I fair.
Because we can talk about this later. But if Jeff Hardy if he didn't have his so-called demons,
fair,
he would be bigger than CM Punk is right now.
Fair.
Fair.
And I actually got to watch their feud because Night of Champions was in Philly, and I do have pictures. I was there, so it was fun.
Okay.
When Hardy won the world title, it was great. Jay White versus Clark Connors. Jeff Hardy was a Yeah, that's true. That too.
That's true.
Jay White defeated Clark Connors. It was a good TV match. I'm not going to get into the spots. It wasn't that long. I think it's a good match for Jay White to have coming in, but they got to start building him up into Jay White. That we know and that we could, take serious as a top competitor. After the match, Clark Connors was back up, and Jay White dropped him with the Blade Runner. David Finlay got into the ring, grabbed whatever. They grabbed something, hit Jay White in the head. Juice Robinson, the rest of the bang, 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 get out of there. And the dogs left. What do you this is just to continue the rivalry between Bang Bang Gang and Bullet Club, or War Dogs, excuse me. I'm thinking of Bullet Club because this is just a whole Bullet Club war. Bullet Club New Japan war right now. This is all I'm getting out of this, Hoss.
That's exactly right. This is AEW being lazy. They're like, we're gonna continue the story of New Japan over here. We're not gonna give them nothing new, nothing fresh. We're just gonna break, there are partners in crime, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we're gonna just
Are they even still though?
I mean, I'm just being nice. It's what they say. That's not
what our friend Marie says.
Marie is right, but I gotta go by AEW logic.
That you know what? We can't be right. This company has to have their own logic.
This is the AEW universe. You will lose your mind if you use your own logic here. So we have to use theirs. The biggest thing with this is the dogs drag everybody down. They're aura killers. And it's because Tony Khan can't book them correctly. They're already not the most intimidating guys to look at, and they're on the Tony Khan intern basis right now. You know what you got to do when you intern at AEW. You got to lose for 6 to 9 months consecutively, and they look terrible. And they're dragging Jay White down, and the Bang Bang Gang is not helping Jay White either. That's just how I feel. I mean, the Bang Bang Gang is actually a nice tag team. They can put on nice tag team
Ace
matches.
Austin does not fit the group, and I think the Guns should be doing their own thing. I think Bang Bang Gang should have just been Juice Robinson. Hoss, did you watch Collision in the early days?
No.
I did. Go back and watch Juice Robinson. I'm not kidding. I seriously want you to do this when you have a chance. It's an hour long, or like an hour long or some shit. 30, 40 minutes long.
Okay.
My favorite tag team match of the 2000s or the 2020s, excuse me, like from 2020, now, it is FTR versus Juice Robinson and Jay White on Collision, 2 out of 3 falls.
Okay.
That is a masterpiece.
Okay.
The crowd was divided. You saw a lot of New Japan fans and AEW fans, and the crowd just made it special. I'll never forget even Cornette praising it. That is I need those 2 guys back. I need that Juice Robinson and Jay White back. Hoss, I'm telling you, if you don't, there's highlights out there. You don't have to watch the full match. You can watch the big spots that AEW has posted. Good stuff. Like I might be exaggerating a little bit or whatever. I fucking loved it. So yes, I need that back. I need those 2 guys back, especially Jay White, because I think very, very highly of Jay White. Speaking of tag teams, go ahead.
Going back with Jay White here, like he's not going to be able to build off this. Like they talking about, he might have a one-on-one match with David Finlay and All In.
I heard that too.
Who's that for? Who's it for? Because I'm like, we know Philly's going to lose, and
Jay White fans.
Again,
it's for people like Marie Shadows that actually like AEW.
And Marie ain't gonna watch it.
Marie does not know. I gotta ask her. I gotta ask her what she thinks about it. But
she ain't gonna watch it. She said she ain't gonna watch it.
She's talking about AEW more now.
Okay.
So I wonder if she is gonna take. And she told me that she actually DMs that she was looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it, but she said they could tell a good story. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this because when I got into extreme AEW fandom,
yes,
Jay White had just got hurt. So this is really my introduction to Jay White.
Got you.
And I've seen matches from before he got hurt. I know he can wrestle; he's pretty good. But the way AEW is right now, you got to build him up. And him being David Finlay is not gonna do anything. He's got to be up there. I wouldn't be mad if he beat Kevin Knight for the TNT Championship.
I wouldn't either.
So if you propped him up like that, I'd be cool with that. But him going against David Finlay, who you know is going to lose, does nothing for him. So.
I agree 100%. So we'll see what happens with Jay White there. Prediction for Redemption: Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage versus Pac and Claudio. Who do you got?
This is a real question. What?
I gotta do my job,
sir.
I'm the host. I have to do my duties.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Old Cesaro and Neville are not gonna beat Cope and Christian right now. It's not gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
I agree. Hey, that's why I'm incorporating some of the predictions right now, because this is all a bullshit pay-per-view. Maya World versus Akira Shida, TBS title.
If you want to do it right, Maya World should win. She should, because Hikaru Shida does nothing for you. The best is Shida. The best is shit. That's what I'm saying. But Maya World should win. She should win.
I'll save that for the main event. Mark Davis versus Andrade. We're gonna just do it right here, real quick.
Real Latino man.
Okay, that international title, Bandito versus Fletcher. We already talked about it. I got Kyle Fletcher.
You got to say his full name.
Prototype Kyle Fletcher. We talked about that. Tekla and Willa. because now that we talked about all the segments leading up to the pay-per-view, we still got fucking Saturday. Who knows what's going to be added? Tekla versus Willow.
AEW Logic Willow wins. I want.
But you
draw.
want the
I want the draw to go to the triple threat. That's what I want.
And then again, I'll save those two matches because we're talking about them for the main event. Redemption. You already said Tommaso Ciampa's going to win, or Jericho for the no holds barred.
The Painmaker.
The
bring
Painmaker.
The Painmaker back to lose.
There will be a 6-way ladder match.
We don't have all the competitors yet.
We don't have all the competitors, but Speedball's in the tournament in the ladder match, and I think he'll win.
I'm taking Jack Perry because he just resigned.
Ooh, that too. And then Haas and the buy-in. The buy-in will be a celebration celebrating 80 years of the Ragu family wrestling dynasty.
I have no clue who these people are. Who are these people? I'm dead serious. If I'm a wrestling noob, please educate me. Who are these people? I know none of them.
I got you right now, though. I thought these were the Von Erichs at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Not the Curse people. I know them.
I don't even know how the fuck this. Okay, yeah, I know who the Von Erichs are.
The
Fabulous Rugis. They were a tag team from the 70s. They were managed by Jimmy Hart. The real life brothers of Jacques and Raymond
managed them. Okay.
Jimmy Hart, the real life tag team of Jacques and Raymond Rongudu, which they're Canadian, and Jacques and Raymond.
The only know Hearts of Canada. I know.
Well, these are the legendary. There will be a celebration for them.
Who are these people, Tony Khan?
The Fabulous Rogers. I don't even know how the fuck to pronounce it.
Chris, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I miss buy-in matches now. Bring back the 0 hour matches because I don't know what the hell these people are.
The Rougeau brothers are from the 80s. They're from MLP back in the old days, and they were big into WWE. The Mountie, even PCO was part of the Rougeaus for at a time. So the Rougeau brothers got a lot of legacy back but they're Canadian. They're not really big mainstream. But
there we go, Hoss. That's why. That's why. Thank you, Kev.
I don't have
because I needed a reason why they were doing this.
Yeah, they're from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, that's why. That's why it's a hometown pop, and it's a recognition. WWE should be really honoring the Rougeau brothers. Be honest with you, Jacques and the Mountie. I forget the other guy's name, but they were big. They were big in the '80s. They were part of that glory days of the tag teams, the Killer Bees. You had the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, the Rougeau brothers.
By Jimmy Hart, right?
Yeah, the Islanders. Yeah, they were at one time they were part of the Jimmy Hart stable. Yeah. So yeah, they were, and then one retired, and the other one changed his persona to the Mountie. And then PCO came in like a third member, back at those days, and that's how that went around in circles there. I'm surprised that Tony Khan didn't bring Rick Martel to be honored. He's also Canadian.
Education. That's the wrestling education I needed. Thank you.
No, seriously, thank you, because we don't want another Antonio Inoki situation. I showed you the video, right, Hoss?
You did. Because I would just say I don't know these men. I know nothing of them. I'm like, this is why we were bouncing people off of cards, because people I have no clue who they were. So shout out to Kev on that one.
Yes, I needed that because I thought this was like the Von Erichs or something until I actually read the name. But yes, we will get into the last two predictions of the two matches I saved, the tag team and the main event.
They added 2 matches.
Oh my God, what?
We got the double chain match between Juice and Jay White versus the Dogs. They won't call it a dog collar match; they call it a double chain match.
And
I'm gonna just say I've said this many times before. AEW has an obsession with hanging people at pay-per-views.
Wait, what's the other match they added? You said there were 2.
That ladder match we were talking about, they got qualifiers. You got qualifiers for the rest of the people. But what I was saying about the double chain match, AEW has this obsession with hanging people at pay-per-views. You heard it here from a black man. Stop hanging people at pay-per-views. I have seen 2 people get hung on AEW pay-per-views, and I haven't been watching this show for 2
Brody
years.
King, right?
That's 3. So
who's the other one?
I see Hangman. He hung Jon Moxley. Then Hangman got hung by MJF.
Oh that's the one I forgot.
Yeah. Then Swerve hung Brody King.
The Hangman one with MJF. That's the one I forgot.
This has to stop because I'm gonna tell you, we got a lot of social justice warriors who watch this shit. They're not saying anything about it. When it goes the other way, they're gonna say something.
If Brody King did that to Swerve, it would have been the other way.
It'd be a whole controversy.
That would have been bad. And AEW's I told you the 2 times AEW made headlines for the wrong reasons, right?
Yes.
It was when Brody King did the ice chants, and it was when Juice Robinson did the quarter joke to MJF because he's Jewish. You do not need Swerve being. I'm not even gonna say the fucking word. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
like getting.
Stop hanging people. Please stop hanging people. I know it's the aesthetic. You want these death.
Except matches. Orange Cassidy, I don't give a fuck. Hang him all the way up. Hang him up and get a hot air balloon, a fuck ton of balloons, and just have him go up. Have a fucking. I'll pop it. Boom. Whee!
Sponsors, we do not want to hurt Orange Cassidy in any way.
No, we don't. Yo, breaking news though, I might meet Orange Cassidy.
I have the shirt, so if you need
because he's going to the same building that I'm going to for Collision. They're the Reading Phillies. They're the minor league team for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay. So
last week they had Lita, like bobblehead night, like Lita. She was there. They had Kurt Angle there last summer. I went to the beach, and then they're having fucking pockets in a few weeks. So I might go take the picture with him just to break the internet. I look, he at the end of the day, this is probably the nicest thing I'll say about Orange Cassidy on the program. At the end of the day, he is a professional wrestler, and I do respect him. You're never gonna see. There you go. You're not going to see me get too out of pocket with Orange Cassidy. I promise. I don't like Orange Cassidy strictly on his professional wrestling. I've never met the guy personally. I don't know what he's like. He's probably a fucking nice guy. I'm talking about him as the Orange Cassidy that I see on TV. The worst fucking wrestler I've ever seen him. The worst character I've ever seen in this company.
Chris, I'm asking you this. Do you think there's going to be a big return in Redemption?
Who the fuck is there to big return from? You already did it with the Hangman one.
We still got Toni Storm.
And I saw her in Mercedes last year. What the hell is she going to do?
I see more debuts. I think more debuts, Haas.
Debuts? Okay.
Yeah, because today is the day that all the free agents from all the plethora of free agents from the WWE are able to sign and make their intents and show up elsewhere. So I could see that we're going to get a boatload because you got to give them juice and sting or give you that fear of missing out on the pay-per-view. Because right now, let's face it, the pay-per-view doesn't feel so great. It's predictable or nothing major really. It's going to be safe. So what is the best way of being safe? You bring in some new talents debuting and go, shit, I should have seen it. Or backstage or the Twitter trending by having either the New Day show up or any one of those names of the list of wrestlers that are currently on the free agency and just show up signing with AEW. Because now AEW takes the headlines of people speaking about Redemption.
Yeah, fair.
Good work.
A lot of people think Motor City Machine Gun is going to come back next week and they're going to be in Detroit.
I do think so. We might be talking about that next week, Hoss. We might be talking about that. Yes, we will stay tuned on that. Stay tuned on Redemption. We got 2 more matches here, but I do want to talk about this one match because the last 2 matches tie into the main event. AEW had their tag team championship, the women's tag team championship matches, no DQ. Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lana Cross defeat the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue. It was a no DQ match, so they used plenty of weapons. We had a heel team. We had 2 heel teams, which I don't like. Again, I keep that same energy. 2 heels. I don't like 2 baby faces. There were again. It was okay. You know, they were holding the Stardom titles. That they being Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Megan Bayne. Long story short, Megan Bayne and Elena Cross hit a double choke slam for the pinfall, I believe, on Julia Hart. And then they got the win. Poor Megan Bayne. That's all. I'm going to keep saying that until I see some change here. Julia Hart and Sky Blue, they're, again, techless lap dogs. They're not doing much. I love Sky Blue, and I think she is great. She should be on her own. She should not be doing this shit. Meaningless tag team matches, meaningless Stardom titles. And Megan Bayne's better than this, Hoss.
The Don Callis family with her man.
There you go.
But with Megan Bayne, I'm actually going to be disappointed when Megan Bayne and Lena Cross lose to the Brawling Birds and All In, because it just seems like their presentation is going to go for nothing. Because
if Megan Baynes gets up, I'm fine with that, and I still think Lena Cross should be built up too. But let's be honest, Megan Bayne's the fucking star. Oh, I want Tony to put a rocket on her ass, and he won't do it. He won't do it.
She's too big. She's too big, Chris.
She looks perfect.
She does, Chris. I'm telling you this. AEW logic. Don't forget where you are.
She has the best build for a women's wrestler I've seen in a long time. Look at her. Maybe Charlotte in her prime.
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Tony Khan has an inferiority complex. He does not like big people, women included. If you are taller than him, he does not like you.
I think both ladies. I think both ladies look like they could be pushed. Lena Cross and
yes.
Yes.
Pick your choice. They look like they should be the face of the women's division, to be honest with you.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the Tony Khan inferiority complex. If you're too big and muscular as a man, he's not going to push you. If you're too tall as a woman, that doesn't entertain him. That doesn't tickle his fancy. Mostly women's wrestling doesn't tickle his fancy, but that's a different discussion. Yeah, Megan Bayne,
I don't blame him at some points. His women
he likes the Riri. He likes the Riri to play with his wee wee.
He likes Riho.
That's
what he likes. He likes Riho. Hikaru Shida and Hazuki.
I'm good.
He likes the Joshi wrestlers, even though he doesn't push me to Shirakawa, which I still have beef with. So yes.
Anyway, where the fuck has she been?
She's too tall. She doesn't pass the height test.
Her tits are too big,
yeah.
Will she shake them too much on television?
Probably.
Is that why Harley Cameron is not getting the push he deserves?
Hey, Tony Storm got the push.
Tony Storm, well, she doesn't have the chest of those 2 people we just named.
No, she's got cake. He likes cake.
Oh, she's great.
She's 7-Up cake.
Speaking of something not great, chat guys, let's talk about our main event stuff here. Last 2 predictions here. Do we
have to talk about inaction, guys?
Well, I gotta go. I'm not talking about the match. I'm talking about the bullshit that's involved in the match. I don't give a fuck about this 13-minute crap or whatever, how long it was of V trigger. All it was V triggers and hidden blades. I don't give a fuck. That's all this match was. Hoss, hidden blades and V triggers. I can give 2 shits about the match. What I care about is after the match. Kenny Omega tried to smooth things over with Moxley because of the accidental strike during the match. Will Ospreay got in the middle of it. Kenny shoved Will down. Will shoved Kenny back. The Young Bucks come out to try to play peacemaker. Moxley shoves Matt Jackson down. That led to the Young Bucks fighting Moxley and Ospreay, since they are in the tag team match at Redemption. Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero come out after Omega. So Omega hit them with suplexes. Omega tried to do more. Kevin Knight showed up with the TNT title. He hit Kenny with the head. He posed with both championships. And that was the end of the show. Kevin Knight, you fucked up. You're not winning by doing that. Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, nobody gives a fuck.
Oh my God, you killed Kenny.
You bastards. Let me go on this real quick. And then whatever. This was a way to promote both of the redemption matches. I'll give them that. Now, I didn't start off with this for a fucking reason. Hoss, you saw what happened right to open Dynamite?
Yes.
I'm sick of it. So what? The animosity is now Moxley?
Thank God for
This
Jon
is the
Moxley.
animosity. This is mind you, I don't like to do this. I don't like to do this. But because Moxley striked Omega by accident, that's the beef. Will struck Kenny by accident. That's the beef. This screams what's going on with Punk and fucking Cody on SmackDown. You accidentally hit me, and now this is how we're going to set the feud off. Why? I told you guys this for last week on my own. I told you guys this with Hoss 2 weeks, and I'm going to tell you guys this again. There's so much history. The last time Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega were in the ring together, they had their feud at fucking Forbidden Door 2023 or 2022, one of the two. The match was so good. You had a clear heel in Will Ospreay. He made the TV shows worth watching by them going back and forth. And Kenny actually did some of his best work, telling him to, hey, make sure I'm paraphrasing, but you're basically my replacement in New Japan, and the crowd's ooh ah, and Will Ospreay is cursing. Now this wasn't on TV because they were saying some stuff that can't be on the airwaves, but there was so much tension there because the newcomer, old-comer type of thing with the New Japan scene that has now fucking died. We don't need to see this again. What has happened ever since then, Hoss? They have been friends. This isn't the first time they've teamed together or have been friendly this year. They did it last year. They did this last year when they were going up, leading up to the Bucks, when it was the Swerve and Ospreay versus the Bucks at All In. When are we going to get real tension? When are we going to get something good going into a match with two of the biggest names in the company? Hoss, Kev, and all the hundreds of people watching. I'm going to tell you guys this until it happens this Sunday, if it fucking does. And if it doesn't, you best believe I'm going on a rant for our redemption review show. At the end of the match, this is why, Hoss, I hope Kenny Omega main events with Kevin Knight. For the simple fact, you have Kenny go out there, or Ospreay and Omega after the match. He tries to congratulate him or whatever. And it's like, all right, it's me and you. Let's go. Gives him a low blow. The Death Riders and Moxley, or just Moxley, come out and they beat him. They showed that Death Rider patch. And they make Will Ospreay a full-on fucking heel, ending the show with him beating up the hometown guy. That is what this story needs. Am I wrong, Hoss?
You are correct. We don't need redemption. We need temptation. Bring out the plastic bag. I've said this weeks ago. Bring out the plastic bag. Like if you don't do it in redemption, having it all in with Ospreay wins. Have him just destroy Kenny Omega. The Death Riders come in and they crucify Kenny Omega right there in England while Will Ospreay flips off everybody and just choke him out and just say, F the queen if need be. This would be great television. That's worth $50 for a pay-per-view. Do things like that. See, they want to go up here and be like, I love you, bruv. Great guy, bruv. I respect you. I want to be like you, bruv. Like, no. Slay the master. See, we're talking. This is Star Wars lore. The rule of two. Go destroy the master. See, that's what Will Ospreay's not doing. He's being friendly. This is wrestling. These are simulated fights. Stop being so fucking friendly. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it.
I'm so sick of professional wrestling not having right now face and heels. And I hate heels and heels just as much as I hate faces and faces. But oh shit, do I hate two good guys trying to stir some shit up. I'd rather have two bad guys, at least whatever. I still don't like it because it's not basic wrestling, logic. But What the fuck, dude? Like,
This
it has to happen Sunday, guys.
They always do that with the two baby faces. You saw that, and they've been doing that for wrestling for over 40 years. Whenever two baby faces, they team up, the accidental hit, you hit me by mistake, or you ducked. It happened with Hogan and the Warrior. It happened with Macho and Hogan. It happened with Hogan and Randolph. It happened with any baby face that teams up with the other one before the match. They had that stupid tag team. We saw it at Saturday night's main event. You saw it here on Dynamite. That's something that it's typical. It's like copy and paste, like a drop toe. It's the same thing. In every match, they start off with a collar elbow tie-up. When there's two baby faces, they got to find some type of a little bit of an animosity, a mistake. In this case, it was Punk with the belt, hitting Cody in the face. It's just typical wrestling trope. It's copy and paste.
Listen, that shit ain't getting me excited going into the biggest show of the summer or
I
the
get
year
that
for this
trope,
company.
I really do. I understand the cliche and the trope. This is where the creative juices from both these companies and either other wrestling companies need to say, let's modernize wrestling. Let's do something that's going to be that's going to actually surprise people. Well,
it's like saying when you wake up in the morning, you're going to try something different. You're not going to brush your teeth. That's what they're going to tell you. I'm giving you the rebuttal. As soon as you wake up, either you go take a piss or you're going to go brush and you're going to brush your teeth. You're not going to go poop.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I can't argue that. I can't. It's just it doesn't scream surprise anymore. Like they don't.
I agree with you.
They don't try to shock and awe. I mean, they could have had Kenny Omega bump into Alex Windsor or something like to that effect. Anything different. But no, I'm gonna hit you with this hidden blade. Oh no, I'm gonna V-trigger you in the head. Oh my
Moxley.
bad.
I hate that Moxley has to be the reason that these.
I like that creative you mentioned there, Haas. When you mentioned him by mistake disrespecting Alan Windsor, like maybe she comes in and he kind of shoots her way to get out, and they don't like that. That's what you call being creative, but still getting to the point. That's what I like. That's what I like to hear. I'm glad you made that. You showed the work in the long division. You did long division and you showed the work. I appreciate that.
I could accept that too. If we're still getting two baby faces, but if that's now they can't just do it 1 week and let it go by. They gotta follow up with Windsor and Kenny again. But anyway,
right.
Yeah.
You saw how energetic Will was when he talked about it in that promo. Yeah. So just anything like that, but Tony Khan, he don't know how to do stuff like that.
It's very frustrating because again, I did not like that. And again, Kenny, I told you off air, Kenny Omega did an exclusive promo. It just, I'm not digging this. And people wonder why I was not in favor of this main event being taking place at Wembley. I'm not a fan of it. I don't want it.
It's the grabs, bro. It's all about the grabs, bro.
I don't want this.
35 minutes of grabs, bro. 30 V-triggers. 15 hidden blades. A Tiger Driver 91.
I can only get so much of that before I used to tell myself the reason why I love WWE and AEW. If I want to watch wrestling, I go watch AEW. If I want to listen to stories, I go watch WWE. Yeah. Well, when one's not doing either or the other well, B, with stories in AEW, I was kind of hoping that maybe they would start getting there. But last night, Hoss, the formatting isn't, and that's why I didn't really like the show either. It was match after match after match after fucking match with the backstage segment after match after match. We got one segment, and it was the shitty, in my opinion, Willow Nightingale and Tekla segment. Not a good Dynamite. I'm giving this shit like a 6 out of 10. The only reason I'm giving it a little higher than that is because Darby and Kevin Knight was very good.
Yeah, I give it. Yeah, I'm right at 6. I agree with you. Average middle of the road Dynamite. Thing about it is, people, Tony Khan and Brian Alvarez spoke about this last week.
I love Brian Alvarez.
Him and Dave have been going back and forth on this. It's been great. It's been great to see. Brian Alvarez says the formatting is shit. He's not wrong. And the stories are not hitting. People love to say AEW don't have stories. They have stories that just not hitting. Because the storytelling is not great. They're trying, though. You get an E for effort. They're trying. They just don't hit. Oh, go ahead.
No, go finish. I want to wait for you to finish.
And they default to the graps because these sickos just love these long, drawn-out matches. I talked about on the Saturday show weeks ago. I believe they relate these long matches to intimacy for some reason. Like, oh yeah, let's have long rounds with our woman. And they're like, oh yeah, let's have these long matches in the ring. And I'm just like, you people are weird. It's too much about the matches. It's not enough about the stories. But go ahead, Kev.
No, I was going to say this. If you guys cover this every week and you're watching week in, week out, All Wrestling from Dynamite. And for instance, Beach Break was a nice, good show. Leading up to it, if you're a casual, if you happen to be at home in the summer for some reason and you watched that last night, you're a casual, you think they're going to plop the $39.99 to purchase that? Did they do a good enough job?
No.
Okay.
No.
As an AEW fan, would you mind at least a go home show? It might not be your cup of tea as a sicko with I need the wrestling, I need the grabs because you're gonna get it on Sunday for 6 hours. Why not dedicate the go home show to try to lure the casual to open up their wallets for the $39.99 to pay for it? Because you already got the sickos. They're going to buy it already. They're invested. They're going to watch it. They're going to stay. They're planning that 6 hours in front of their television with the Doritos and watching it. Now he's got to do what he needs to do there you go. You need to now target the people that are watching it on TBS. Now that we don't, and then we're not going to get into that where they're going to go next. So the TV deals. For now, you're on TBS and HBO Max, whatever. You need to capitalize. You need to do a better go home show so people want to pay and buy this card. You want to hear little Timmy annoy his father that dad, I need you to buy this. I need you to buy this. I need you to buy this. He needs to be the annoying little shit to have the father buy that pay-per-view. And I don't think Tony Khan has ever done really a good job in their go-home shows for you want to buy it. And he's not going to, and here's the thing is, right now, I see the card right now. How much you want to make a bet they're going to be 3 more matches added to this?
They've already added 2.
And on top of that, they'll add another 2 more.
They'll probably add 1 more on Collision.
Where's Ricochet? Guarantee he'll be back?
I hope not.
Oh, Ricochet, he's 0 hour right now. Like he has no motion.
Yeah, no.
So the matches that they add, are those for the 0 hour matches that they added already? Or those for the regular card?
One
regular card. And I don't think it's any.
Is the ladder matches on the main card?
I believe so. I think the whole buy-in is dedicated.
Let me.
No, he's not. The buy-in. He's going to put matches in the buy-in. He always does that. But he's got to make.
Yeah, the only buy-in thing is the fucking tribute. So
there's going to be 3 more matches at least.
There'll be 2 more. I think there'll be 1 more. My prediction: there'll probably be 1 more show added, 2 more to the buy-in. If not 3 to the buy-in, 0 added to the show because they added 2 of the matches last night. But they're going to add 1 on Collision. Hoss, you know that.
Yes.
Yeah. They're gonna add more matches.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll talk about that more Saturday if they do add the matches. Final 2 things, Hoss, before we say goodbye.
Okay.
Will Ospreay and Moxley versus the Young Bucks.
Well, it's gonna be Ospreay and Moxley.
Anything happen in the match or something to set up maybe, like I said, that heel turn going into the main event? Maybe Moxley and Ospreay just beat the shit out of the Young Bucks after the match.
I agree with that. Like it makes Kitty come out just like, hey, slow that down.
Like, why did you do this? Why what's wrong with the Bucks? I know you guys had a match, yada yada, and then something with Moxley, and then they just show up at the end of the match and do what I say.
Is that on Collision?
No, it's on Redemption.
No, it's on Redemption. That's why I saved it for the last.
That's gonna be the first match.
That's gonna be the first match. It should be the first match.
I'm gonna put the card up one more time, even though it's in between you guys.
Because the Bucks and Moxley always start off these cards.
Yes. Well, Moxley always starts off these cards.
Yeah.
Moxley alone.
This must not be. Oh, there it is. Will Ospreay. Okay, got it. I see it there.
So yes, I think Will Ospreay and Moxley should win, and then they got to do something on the Bucks to lead up to the main event.
Moxley's going to start. He's going to start the abuse, and then Will is going to just apprehensively join. He's going to join in on that beating.
I agree. Final thing. I don't even know why the fuck I'm asking you this. Kenny versus Kevin Knight. What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win? How is this all going to play out? I already told you my ending of the show. What do you think is going to end Redemption? How are we going to go off the air Sunday night?
Kenny Omega's going to win because Kevin Knight, the Don Callis family is going to try to interfere in this match. This is where the redemption of Kevin Knight comes in. This is where he's going to turn face again because this company is stupid. They're going to have Kevin Knight be redeemed in 2 months. He's going to help Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is going to hit him with a V-trigger and one-wing angel him for his services, and that's how he wins. So Kyle Fletcher's going to probably come out, Jake Doyle and crew, and Kevin Knight's going to knock them out, and Kenny Omega's going to capitalize off of it.
Well said. Well said. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I can see something different. Let me get in here a little bit. I could see Kevin Knight getting beat up by the Don Callis family, and Speedball comes out and redeems, helps Kevin Knight redemption to the babyface. He's a hometown kid. He's from Montreal for Speedball Mike Bailey. And it's been circulating a lot that he was banned for 5 years, almost quit wrestling because he couldn't come to the United States, visa issues, yada yada. And kind of Tony Khan kind of likes Speedball a lot and Kevin Knight. So I could see that. I don't know how they're gonna get to it, but interesting enough. But I know I wanted to get in here about the WWE radio stuff. Do you got a few seconds or you gotta go?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Not only Sirius XM Radio has done a big power move. Not only purchasing the WWE, having WWE Radio, they're also now adding Odyssey Network Sports onto satellite radio. That means now I don't have to go to the Odyssey app to listen to my favorite WFAN New York. Now, starting in September, I'll be listening to WFAN New York on the satellite radio app. They're adding more channels. Now, there has been rumors that they were going to merge with iHeartRadio, but they ended up now carrying a lot of the Odyssey sports, a lot of the Odyssey platform on satellite radio. So they're expanding throughout the whole satellite radio situation. Interesting enough for they to rebrand and name that WWE Radio, where Fight Nation used to have UFC combat sports. Now they just all wrestling now. Dave LaGreca put a post out there, said they're going to keep original content. They're not changing anything, but the only thing they're going to do is simulcast whenever Monday Night Raw and all the shows from the WWE and you can hear it if you're driving, like for instance, you're a truck driver, and you missed Monday Night Raw, you could audibly listen to the Tessitore or Barrett Cole doing that. What I want to know, what's going to happen? How heavy are they going to be talents that are like Nick Nemeth is a TNA wrestler right now, contract with Anthem Sports? How is that going to affect that? Thunder Rosa, how is that? Is she going to renounce her position working for radio for satellite radio? But because it's just the channel name. I don't know how big is that going to affect. It's just the name of the channel. But if it's a WWE channel, and they're also going to bring Stephanie McMahon's podcast, they're going to put Cody Rhodes' podcast. So they're controlling the narrative of what's being put out there, which is kind of squashing us as podcasters. Like we don't have an opportunity now to voice our opinion because WWE is not cornering the market. Now people are going to tune in and rather listen to them rather than us give our opinions on our thoughts. So this is a big moment. And I don't know what you guys think. Do you think? I mean, this is why I keep saying in our content creator community, we got to stop the division because the big corporations are dividing us, and because we can't get along with each other and collaborate, and now they're cornering, they're knocking us out. We're gonna have peanuts. We're gonna have scraps.
Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier. I understand the move. But I like pro wrestling 24/7. I don't want it to be WWE heavy. If it's WWE radio where everything's WWE, I as a listener, I'm not going to be as interested in it. but I told that to Hoss earlier, because you brought the truck driving analogy, which I do that sometimes on Sundays for football season. So I don't mind that either. But again, it's just, I don't know. That is a big problem too for us. Coachman's already out.
He left already, right? Did he?
Yeah, he left already. Yeah. Well, he took it. I noticed he took it out of Sirius XM out of his bio, and then he responded to like a fan's thing on Twitter, and he was like, "Yeah, well, that's why I'm started behind the turnbuckles."
LaGreca didn't like him. You could tell
because he talks negative. And well, Coach addressed it on his Twitter. It's because they were saying that he talked too negative about WWE. That's why they got rid of him.
But meanwhile, here's the thing that I get a little bit confused, because he could go on and he could go on a cursing tirade and start cursing about the WWE, WWE, F this, but then when someone else is on the station does it, he's having an issue with it, because then he wants to say, "Oh no, I was just playing. I was just going." No, you get passionate with your rants. I don't know if you heard the Danhausen curse, and his brother almost spilled the beans yesterday about the news.
I heard it.
So it's interesting there. Look, like I agree with you, Haas. He sold. And they offer him a global amount of money to change his name. I don't think LaGreca had any. I don't think he had a choice. I think Satellite WWE came in with money to. Remember, LaGreca still has a boss above him. Yeah, he's the founder of the corner of the channel, but Satellite Radio is the platform. Right. So they say either you change the name or you don't have a job here anymore. Pretty much. I mean, where's he going to go? He's going to go to YouTube. He's not going to make that same amount of money and impact on there. So. Interesting enough for that, the way that played out for him, where that goes. I always said this, and I always told this to Chris, man. I cannot wait. I would love to be part of the competition that goes against Busted Open and the Pro Wrestling Nation. That when iHeartRadio would ever do that, that's where I would love to be part and go up against them. Because that's the way.
I saw this coming down the pike when they got rid of the reactors. And then you see on X they knocking people off for showing WWE content. It's all coming down right now. So
when more details come out too, hope maybe tomorrow we'll hear from Dave on Busted Open. It'll be a great conversation. I think Saturday we're going to know a lot more information.
Yes, and then it'll be more detailed.
And I think honestly, I'm going to tell you right now on air, I want to start off with that on Saturday.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the way we go with that, because that's one of the big topics there. That's a whole landscape change, because what is that? How does that affect? That affects us. But I mean, every content creator, every reactionary podcast. And we already had JD from New York put out a tweet saying, there goes my dream being on Busted Open on Exit Radio. You're not going on this.
Yeah, I saw all this. I was getting my computer stuff situated, and Hoss told me when we were off the air. So I saw it really when you put it in the chat. I got to go do some research about it myself, look at what's going on. And I'm curious to see what Dave has to say about it tomorrow. I think he'll explain it.
Bully will be there with him, so that'll be a good we gotta listen.
We gotta listen. That's because we're gonna be picking what they're talking about for Saturday's show. So I'm excited. Hoss, Kev, anything else you got to tonight before AEW radio? Anything else before we say goodnight? Or not goodnight. Holy shit! I still think it's Wednesday night. Before we say goodbye and good afternoon,
everybody, prepare yourselves for redemption. So if you have to fire up your My AEW, you fire up your HBO Max.
Fire it up if you don't want to pay the $50.
Yeah, fire up that VPN if need be. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but there's ways to do things. So get ready to fire all that stuff up for your marathon wraps on Sunday. I got drinks already ready.
Yes, and make sure you guys go back and check out Tuesday's NXT review with Jeff Lippman and Kev. Kev, how about our boy Santana? In NXT?
That, man. Somebody's going to be going to the Performance Center more often, and he's my neighbor now. I can say my guy Mike Santana is my neighbor now here in Central Florida in Orlando. Mi vecino. We'll sit around and have some Café Butelo now.
Guys,
he won't be posting it off his balcony in New York anymore. He'll be posting it off the balcony in Orlando.
No, he'll be in my patio, hanging out, man. Vecino.
There's only one thing I'm scared about here. They didn't say his name on the show.
Yes.
They trademarked it. It's Mike Santana. WWE reposted it. It's
They
Mike
did?
Santana.
Okay.
They're not gonna make Mike Rodriguez. Don't worry, it's not Rodriguez.
I hope not. I was hoping they didn't.
I thought they were just gonna come out and make him just stay as Santana like AEW.
They're not gonna call him. They're not calling him Mike Lago. Mike Lago. You know, the Lake. They're not gonna call him Miguel Lake or Miguel Ocean or El Mal de Bronx. They're not gonna call him that. He's Mike Santana. Everybody knows he's Mike Santana. He's not going to Mike Santana.
Because I love Nikki Blackheart. I hate her new name, Reina Volcon. I hate it.
She's a queen. That's a volcanic queen. That's the translation in Spanish.
I get it.
They're just making the Gooners erupt in their pants. That's all it is. She's the queen that's gonna make all the Gooners erupt in their shorts.
Well, we will be looking forward to that on NXT. Mike Santana, again, go check out Tuesday's review with Kev and Jeff Littman. Make sure you go check out MLW with Jeff Littman as well. All the other programs we have
and
here.
Mr. Thomas.
And Mr. Thomas. I still haven't met Mr. Thomas yet. I shout out to Mr. Thomas. I did not forget about you. I haven't gotten the pleasure to meet you yet. So yes, he does a great job. Former wrestler. He does a good job as well. So we will be back here Wednesday night. I will promise not to have technical difficulties. We'll be back to our normal schedule programming.
Not only that, don't forget Redemption Recap.
Yep. I was gonna say Redemption Recap after Sunday's AEW Redemption. We will be back here for that, and we will be here Saturday. Guys, this has been PJ's Chris, Hoss, and Kev. We'll see you guys next time.